Time now for this.
'Cause I don't even know who's leaving who. Is it me? Is it you? You think we're
Yes, this is our brand new feature for our daily January transfer window. Who's leaving who? Well, we'll explore some of the potential movers and shakers this month. Each day, we're going to start by picking a few teams who might need to do some business this month. Let's start by talking about Bentley side Arsenal and whether they need to sign a centre forward. So, in front of me, Darren Bent, I've got a list of potential centre forward signings.
You right there, boss?
Viktor Gyökeres, Sporting. Alexander Isak. Oh my God, my
What
eyes.
is going on here?
I'll tell you what it is. Can I explain before we move on? I'll tell you what the problem is.
Don't tell me you're not
This
going to
is
blame me
something.
Latin, are you?
No, this is something I've highlighted many a time, and people have told me I'm mad, and I've proved that I'm right. Okay, I've said for a long, long time, if you start reading glasses, your eyes get used to it, and they get worse quicker, like that. Boom. Over Christmas, I got reading glasses. I've left them at home. My eyes are used to them. I haven't brought them with me today, and I need them. That's my point. See, my eyes have got lazy. My eyes are going, where are your glasses? I'm going to have to bring them tomorrow now.
What story that is? Let me write that one
Got
down.
Alexander Isak. See, I can't read.
Look, listen, you don't need to read it. You know his name. Do you know what I mean? Don't read it. You know his name.
And Christopher, I can't read that. Chelsea. Let's talk about your side first. You know his name. No? I do, but my eyes don't. Do you need a striker, Bentley? We talked about it ever so briefly earlier. Havertz, is he enough? Jesus, is he enough?
I'd like another one, if I'm honest.
How would you know?
I don't think Gabriel Jesus wants to particularly play centre forward often. If you look at him, he's been on fire recently. I think he's got 6 goals in his last 4 appearances. Even with his play, sometimes I'm watching him against Brentford, and at times he's wide left or wide right. He's not in the box. I need someone who's going to be in thereabouts. Havertz does it. But his numbers would suggest you probably need a bit more, although he's done fantastically well, Havertz. But
yeah.
out the 3 that's on this list, I wouldn't want Gyokeres, although he's 27 goals and 27 appearances in all competition seasons.
Is that what it is now?
It's nuts, yeah. But if he does it again next season, I mean, in the Champions League, he's got 5 and 6, which is decent. If he does it again next season, I'll go okay, but not quite yet. Christopher Nkunku doesn't even start for Chelsea, so I don't want that to go down that route again.
No.
And Alexander Isak, I'd love him to come to Arsenal, but he's going to cost so much money that I don't think Arsenal will be able to afford him. So,
But if you brought someone, I agree with you. If you brought someone like Isak in now,
yeah,
and Newcastle wouldn't let him go,
Yeah.
now, right? But let's just say you paid 120 million. He might be the difference
Oh, no.
between a Champions League and no Champions League.
I've got no doubts about that. But my point is that Newcastle wouldn't let him go, and why would they? And
What about John Duran?
no, not yet. I mean, again,
Ollie Watkins?
no, not yet. I mean, Watkins' celebration was very interesting. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Pointing at himself, as if almost have to say,
Don't forget about me. I can still do it.
He looked a bit angry. He almost say like, I'm here, like, do you know what I mean? But no, John Duran, I like him. Maybe in another year's time when he's played more football, then you could really assess him. But no, neither of those.
Okay. We'll move on to my team now, Man United. What do they need this month? Do you see, now the window's open, and if anything, Ruben Amorim has highlighted how bad the squad is.
Yeah.
Do you see lots of players coming in?
Well, I think your biggest problem is going to be getting them out.
So I've got in front of me a list of potential movers and shakers. Marcus Rashford.
Yep.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll mention them. You tell me whether or not you think they'll be there when the window closes. Rashford.
Yes, he will.
Casemiro.
Yes.
Eriksen.
Yes.
Zirkzee.
No.
You think he'll go in this window?
I think loan somewhere.
Anthony.
Gone. Loan as well, I think.
Okay.
I think the problem you've got, and I think everyone on that list you have to get rid of. See, Rashford, the only way I can see him going is a loan somewhere. And the reason why I say that
Let's
is
see
because,
what the benefit for United getting him out on loan is.
mate, but who you tell me now who's going to pick up that contract?
I know.
That's the problem we've got. Because he's on 370 grand a week, whatever he's on, there's no way on the planet anyone are going to sign him and give him that. So he's going to have to be a loan.
No, the only way that will happen is if they get him for free. So what they save on a transfer fee, they give him wages.
Man United are not going to let him go for free.
No, you're right.
So you're going to have to loan and then half and half with the wages.
Yeah. Okay. You think Casemiro and Eriksen are going to stay?
Yeah, I do, yeah. You can't let everyone go. And if you can get bodies in...
Yeah, you're right. Okay, do you expect players to come in? We've got to get 3 players through the door in this window.
If you get 3 players, like midfield players in, then you might allow one of those to go. But he's not going to let them both go.
No, you can't do that.
And not bring anyone in. No chance.
What position do you think is most important for Man United?
Where do I start?
Top of the list.
top of the list, I would say you've spent 70 mil, 60 mil on Gyökeres. Another centre
60 million.
Centre half maybe.
Yeah.
We're left wing back.
Wing back, I think. Because
Left
that's the
wing back.
style what he wants to play, right?
Yeah, left wing back because I think Mazraoui's been decent. To be fair, I quite like him. Yeah.
Okay. Final team we're going to be looking back is Man City. They definitely need reinforcements this month following a dreadful season by their standards. Potential midfield signing, Zubimendi.
If you can get him.
I mean, I've got here Gyokeres and Zubimendi. I mean, if those two went there,
Then you're talking because Bruno
what's the matter with you?
Gyökeres. Sorry, Bruno Gyökeres. He's been brilliant this season. That midfield, I'm not going to get carried away and say it's the best in the league, right? But in terms of dynamic, Tonali, Gyokeres, and Joe Linton, they are so powerful,
they are
and
brilliant.
strong, and
And also the pace and the width they've got.
Exactly, but those three in there, like three dogs. You know what I mean? So
3 dogs.
yeah, if you get Zubimendi and Bruno Gyökeres, Man City, then they're flying. I still think they need an alternative to Haaland. I think they need something else just to help him out.
They really do.
But also, as well, they've got to find a way. They've got a lot of players, but they need to find a way of getting goals from these players. As I said, their top 3 goal scorers are Haaland, Vardiol, and Kovacic.
You know,
Where's
and they're
Doku?
like 4 and.
Where's Doku and Grealish and Foden? That's the problem.
Foden's got. Is it 1 goal so far this
that's
season?
been the problem this season.
Grealish got none.
They didn't score in 20. We didn't score in 2024.
That's nuts. That is nuts.
Yeah.
Each day we're also going to discuss some players who could be on the move this month and speculate where they could go. The first player is Wolves striker Matheus Cunha. Oh, what a player he is, by
Take
the
him,
way.
Arsenal.
Been involved in 11 goals in the past 11 Premier League appearances, scoring 7, assisting 4.
But that again might be the problem because he is a top player and I'd take him at Arsenal. But there's no if Wolves got any aspirations of surviving, there's no way on the planet they can allow their best players to leave, and he is their best player. And they're only 1 point above the relegation.
Yeah.
They can't allow him to leave. They can't. Even if
No, they can't allow him. You're right. Because that might be worth about £180 million.
If he throws his toys at the Premier, you just have to keep playing him. There's no way you can let him walk out.
What
the
about
door.
if he says, I'm not going to play anymore for you?
Did you keep finding him until I bet he does?
Yeah, you're right.
Because they can't let him go. They cannot.
Where do you think he'll definitely go at the end of the season?
Yeah, he can go where he wants. But I don't think he'll stay in this country.
Do you not?
Nah. I can see him rocking up somewhere.
Next player is Man City winger Jack Grealish. Been a year, you mentioned it, since he scored a goal for the club. 2 assists in 18 appearances across all comps this season. Linked with a return to Villa and Spurs, heavily linked to him. He nearly went to Spurs, but they wouldn't stump up an extra 4 million. Was it £5 million? Okay.
The only place to me that would make sense for him is to go back home. And that's back to Villa. But it's whether Unai Emery wants that. But the quality that he's got, I've got no doubts he can get back into that squad and then eventually back into that team. I know things are going well now.
Yeah.
But he is top quality. Jack Grealish.
Listen, I think he's a fantastic player.
His numbers maybe are not as good as what they should be.
But sometimes you need to use your eyes to see if a player's good rather than stats.
You do, but I still think for someone of that quality, 100 million, I'd expect 1 goal in 2024.
He's not playing half as much as he should. He's playing out of position.
I fully understand that. But if centre halves can get goals, then he must get goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're a defender.
But that's different because centre halves will get forward for a corner and they'll be big and they're usually bump header.
I get that.
That's not. If there's a corner, he ain't scoring with his head. He's
I
probably
get that,
taking it.
But he's closer to the goal than they are. Pretty much 90%
I
of the
know.
time.
I hear what you're saying. But I just think Jack Grealish is one of those players where you go, listen, forget the stats. He's a brilliant player.
Yeah, you know, fantastic. And I'd like to see him go back to Villa. That's what I'd like to see him go.
Would you have him at your place?
Yeah. As an option, yeah.
As an option. See, that's the problem, Benny.
Yeah, but you got to look
He
at options.
starts for you.
No, he doesn't start.
What, out wide of a 3?
Yeah, not yet. Not straight away.
What, he's on the left instead? Who are you having him at?
Any one of the guys we've got right now.
Who are you having? Martinelli over Grealish?
Yeah. No, I'd have...
No, you're not.
No, I'd have Gabriel Jesus out there. Havertz down the middle.
And who on the right? He's injured.
Yeah, but...
Who you having? Tell me your team now.
Wanyeri on the right.
Right, and on the left?
Gabriel Jesus. Havertz down the middle.
Are you having Jesus over Grealish?
Or Martinelli. He's come good now.
You having Martinelli over Grealish? You are disgraced. No, you listen to me.
I need a goal.
You got that wrong.
I need a goal.
Mate, listen. Grealish over any of them.
I've got no... As a player, yeah, but I need goals.
What do you want him for? Do the washing up?
Well, ain't no goals. So,
I'm telling you now, Grealish gets into that team above any of those players you've just said.
come on now, he doesn't.
What, Martinelli?
Mate, he's scoring goals. We need goals, man. Do you know what I mean? We need goals.
The stress in your voice.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.